Darcy.
Good morning. Good
Welcome
morning.
everyone to part 2, Awaken Positive Power. We're introducing ourselves again. We have Ms. Darcy Marta, beautiful. Our restorative hypnotherapist, is that what you call yourself? Beautiful. And a healer, shaman, absolutely wonderful woman, a mentor to me for the last 20 years. So I'm so honored you're here with me, Darcy. I love you. So yeah, let's just go straight into it today. Why do you think you're here with me talking about life, death, and love? Huh?
Oh, that's like so big. Thanks, Jemima. It's always really touching when you call me your mentor because, you've just gone on such a wide, wonderful journey that it makes me feel like, oh, maybe I was with you on those certain parts of it, that I didn't even realize. So I really, really appreciate that.
I appreciate you, Darcy. Like, I think you don't realize what such a positive strength and influence you've had in my life, and grounding force. So that's always good for me.
I got to do that for myself.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Thanks, Jemima. Appreciate it. You asked me to do this conversation with you, right? Let's put this on YouTube. And I really thought that's awesome because one of the things I like about you is your energy. You have so much enthusiasm, so much vibrant energy. And I really love being around that energy. And it's so inspiring to me to see how healthy you are now and how far you've come and how greatly you take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. And so, yeah, that's very exciting to do this with you.
Thank you. It's been a journey, Darcy. It's been a journey.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's always a journey. I know.
Yep. As we were talking about, Darcy, the other day, we're all stars in our own life, and we're actually stars in the world. There's not just superstars and people
celebrities.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has a tale to tell. A tale being their life story, which is not something to be shunned. I mean, we all have things we have to get through, and survival skills. And Darcy and I are obviously two humans on the same life journey. So we're here to just share our stories. And anyway, Darcy, back to you.
No, that's good. Let's put it in the mix. A long time ago, I thought, I thought it would be really interesting to do a talk show with regular people doing super things, the neighbor next door who's helping feed the homeless, or the lady or the man down the street who are working in education and helping, fortify their school district, or, the firefighters who leave this area where I am and drive all the way up to Oregon somewhere to help fight fires. There are people out there that are your neighbors or just regular people who do amazing, amazing things. And I always thought that would be a fantastic talk show instead of only focusing on celebrities. And then we talk about their regular life, right? So we get this big celebrity and they're like, oh, I had a baby, or, oh, I have my dog, or whatever. And you're like, oh, they have a dog, they have a baby. Whereas you can get your neighbor who has the baby and the dog, but they're also doing something really wonderful for society. So part of me said, oh, good, we can jump on that with this conversation. And so eventually I'd love to bring in guests, people that are doing things either in the healing arts or just in their communities, things that people who are dealing with life, death, and love on a super special basis. And it would be really fun to hear that. And so that's kind of something else I'm looking forward to doing. So you asked about me.
I know it's the hardest question, isn't it? It's like, no, not me.
I know. Me.
I did it last week, you got to do it this week.
Okay.
I'll help you out like you helped me out. There you go.
A long time ago I was born.
a long time ago. Oh, joking.
So I started out in theater arts as an actress, right? So I did a lot of TV in the 80s, commercials and etc., TV shows in the 80s. And then I hit an impasse because I was really young looking, but I was older. And back then, the style was to have older people playing younger roles so that you didn't have to have a tutor on the set and all the complications that go with kids. So I played a lot of kid parts when I was actually older. And then when I started to be my age, I wasn't getting cast because people got confused like, well, she doesn't look like she's in her late 20s, early 30s, but we know she's not a teen. So I just hit this impasse. And then I was up for a really big role on a major TV series that I knew was going to be a huge hit. I knew it was going to be astronomical. The director called me to his office and said, okay, Darcy, we got to really work on this, got to get this together. And I missed it by, I think it was this hair here. I missed it by. And so after the audition, this was the hair. I refused to pull it out.
Yeah.
After the audition, the director goes, it's not going to happen. And so I left that audition being really depressed and said, I really need to learn how to meditate. I really need to learn how to meditate. I felt that my energy was so scattered. You know, I felt like I wasn't focused enough. I was reading for multiple parts for the same show. I didn't have really good guidance. And I think if I had better guidance, it would have worked in my favor. And so I really took a long look at my own personal energy. And so I went to a friend of mine who I knew practiced lots of different types of meditation. And I asked her to teach me to meditate. So she started a class. And so it was a bunch of us. We started a class and I started learning meditation. Every Monday night for 6 years or some crazy amount of years, we would go every Monday night and practice meditation. And it was all different types. You know, we would do one thing for 6 months and then another thing for 6 months. And she would bring in different teachers and that was really wonderful. And then I just got so tired of LA, I moved to New York and did theater, which is where I met you. So yay.
Thank God you moved to New York.
Yay. But the thing that I noticed when I was teaching acting classes in New York is there were so many performers like me who would be so stressed out or so afraid of the worst case scenario that they would work themselves up into this frenzy internally. And so when I was teaching my classes, I used to try to teach people how to center themselves and come back into their body and how to separate themselves from their characters and how to breathe and how to be present and all those things that made them much better actors, actually. But so I was doing that with one class and my friend came and saw the class and she said, oh, you're putting your class in a trance. I'm like, huh? What do you mean by that? She said, yes, this is hypnosis. You're putting your class in a trance. So so she introduced me to hypnosis and later her technique became restorative hypnotherapy.
Okay.
So one of the things I like to do as a hypnotherapist is I use a lot of what I taught and learned as an acting coach, because that's all about feelings and the body and language, right? What are we saying? How are we breathing? Where do we feel it in our body? And how to be present. And then you put that together with the hypnosis. It's a beautiful combination for me. It's really beautiful. The other thing I like about hypnosis is that I don't tell people what to do to make themselves better. I let them decompress so that their inner self, their inner healer, their inner teacher, their inner knowledge, their connection to their true self can come forward. Because that's really the truth, is you know deep inside what's right for you. And so for me to go, oh, you need to do X, Y, Z, It may not be your truth. I can make suggestions that say, hey, you need to get better sleep, you need to drink more water, you need to exercise regularly. I suggest you meditate or pray or take some downtime and do things for yourself. But there's always that extra thing that you know you need to do for yourself. Your subconscious knows it. So that's what's really lovely about hypnosis. I can get you to decompress with the restorative hypnosis. And once a person truly decompresses, lets go of mental, physical, and emotional tension, then the subconscious, the creative self can come through, and it can begin to answer your own questions. So I really love that understanding. So I guess my forte, my niche as a hypnotherapist is dealing with illness, relationships to illness, and emotions, making it okay to have big feelings. I think in our society, we say, oh, get it together. You go through a breakup and then automatically people are saying, oh, are you ready to date again? It's like, no, right? Or you suffer a loss and somebody's like, come on, let me take you here. Let's go here. We don't have the process time in society. We just are not given the time to process. And so our feelings get stuffed, and that usually turns into behavior issues. So I really like to help people to process their feelings. That's something that I'm pretty good at. And that's, it all goes back to acting classes, theater, because I've always been doing both of these things at the same time. I have a split personality.
Me too.
My theater self and my theater, and then your spiritual self, right? Yeah, right? Don't you feel like you have this split personality?
Yes, definitely.
Right. You have your entertainer, you're doing your theater thing, you get really creative. And then you have this other side of you that's calling you all the time, calling to work on your spiritual understanding. Yeah. So one of the things I'd like us to do is to find a practical
Darcy,
way
sorry to interrupt. You're lagging a little bit. I'm just trying to wait till you catch up because you're lagging.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
You want to talk
again? Is it coming back yet?
Yep, it's coming back now. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We're doing this and we're learning.
Oh, no worries. So one of the things I wanted us to do is to help people understand their spirituality into their daily lives. Simply, easily, and practically, right? Do it practically. That's one of the things I like doing as an acting teacher. I like teaching people how to practically apply all those acting theories and techniques. You can tell me you're studying XYZ techniques, and I'm like, great, now are you going to act on it, right? Same thing with your spirituality. Yeah. So if you're not into like different deities, like from Hinduism or Christianity or Buddhism or Islam or whatever, if you're not into different, learning different actual religious dogma, that's great. I understand that. If you have something specific that you love, that you follow now, that's great. Wonderful. My mission is to say, okay, how can you practically apply connecting to spirit daily as a part of, like, brushing your teeth or driving your car, right? How do you apply it? I think that big movement of mindfulness that's going on right now, mindfulness meditation, is an answer to that in a lot of ways. So bringing that understanding of mindfulness along is kind of what I want to do too.
Beautiful. Darcy, can I ask if you do anything daily? Well, actually, I should say, what do you do daily to practice your spirituality or to practice working with your spirituality? She's drinking. She's drinking. But when you take a bite of
Okay, yeah, right.
asks you a question, you're like, oh, you know.
Well, let me think about it. Well, you know, I do a lot all throughout the day. I do a lot all throughout the day to remember to connect to spirit in really tiny little ways. And then I have my big things. So last year in 2020, what a bust, right? 2020.
Yep.
That was like the eject button of years, right? Did you off you got horrible. I mean, our family went through so much hysteria. It was ridiculous. But we're all still here, right? We're all still standing. We're all still together. And so that's a very, very big deal. What it did teach me was how to spiritual practice back into my daily life on a regular basis. And so the way I start each day is when I get up. First, I have to take the dogs out because, you know, the dogs always take precedent. Dogs wait for no man. So we have,
yes, I get it.
Right. So once the dogs are fed, watered, and had their business done, I go and I light my candles first, and I say my morning prayers. And I just do my really simple morning prayers every morning. And this is a big issue for me, because one of the things I wanted to learn or really communicate is prayer doesn't have to be about asking for help without the faith that goes behind it rather. So, you know, I don't want my morning prayers to be, please help us through this terrible dark time. We're all suffering so badly. You know, I feel that shows a lack of faith. Instead, I want to say, you know, thank you for your help. Thank you for the help that you bring me in this dark time we're moving through, and we feel supported. So thank you for the support as we move through this difficulty. You know, I always want to go from that idea that we're already being supported, and I can feel that support, or I can appreciate that support. I recognize it. I know it's happening, as opposed to pleading desperately, which shows no faith at all. I think, you know, please help us, help us. We got to be able to go, thank you for helping me. Thank you for giving me this moment to have the thought process to say thank you and please help me. Yeah. You know, so understanding that dialogue is really important. And I think I've really had a profound shift. You know, and then you can do things like you can say, I really need to get a new job, or I really need to, what was my big thing? Sell my house. And I really need to get healthy. Okay, so you can say what your intentions are. Can you help me get healthy? And then you have to say, thank you. Yes. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for giving me this moment to remember to say thank you. I automatically feel so much clearer and supported when I do it that way. Yeah. Right. So that's one of the things I've started doing, is really working on my understanding, my connection to prayer. Meditation. Then I go into a quiet meditation. I have lots of different meditations I do. Then when I pour my first cup of tea in the morning, my dear friend Peter he always had his pot of tea, and he always say, to the ancestors, to the ancestors, to the ancestors, and then you pour. And I adopted that a number of years ago.
My wall fell down. Sorry. Keep going.
It's the ancestors.
The ancestors.
They're saying hi. Sorry, they're a little raucous, Jemima. Here, well. Pause a second and fix your background.
Hello. Quick recovery, people. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. You know, And my wall hang obviously is, well, we'll deal with it later. We'll talk to the wall hang later.
I like,
I'm sorry,
I like how
everyone to interrupt Darcy. Please keep going with your talk to us regarding.
with my daily spiritual thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, right there, just doing that with your cup of tea is a way of being mindful and being present, you know, to the ancestors. And then you drink, cheers, right? And it tells you to be really grateful for that cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll go through my litany of thank yous in my head as I'm drinking my cup of tea, you know. Thank you for the fact that I have a cup of tea in the morning. Thank you for the fact that I have my breakfast. I'm grateful for the fact that I have honey, local honey from a neighbor. How cool is that?
Wonderful.
Thank you for my dogs. Thank you for my house. Thank you for my body. You know, and I just like to run through my thank yous. It really just reminds me of how fortunate I am, no matter how difficult things are. And that really lightens my spirit as opposed to going, oh no, now what am I gonna do? I can just say, I can start saying, thank you. Thank you for this moment. I really am very fortunate. So yeah, so that's one of the things. The other thing is when I walk my dogs, I really try not to call friends. I try to just walk the dogs. I like to hear the birds. I like to see what's growing in my neighborhood. I like to be very present with my walk. I like to feel my body moving. I like to see the pups look at stuff. I like to be present so that I don't disturb a neighbor's yard with my dogs. You know, I want to be respectful. And being respectful is another form of prayer. When you respect your neighbors, you know, it's a way of bringing your spirituality in, because I'm saying, I respect the people that I live near and I honor their space. I just need this little bit of grass, right? From so I'll clean up, I promise. But you know, to me, that's a very spiritual way of living, because you're not being thoughtless, you know, you're not leaving your trash behind. You recognize that you're an integral part of your surroundings. And so
It's
just to recognize.
Yeah, it's walking with that attitude of gratitude, that new famous saying that's going around. It's not new at all, it's old, but it seems to be rehashed a lot these days. Walking with an attitude of gratitude, it helps everything, you know. I mean,
it really does.
You know?
It really does, you know, so that when you see the geese fly wah, wah, with their big honking and you appreciate it, you know, you're really in touch with being present in the world that you are given. It also keeps you from being angry at everybody. You know, look at that person's driving too fast, or, oh my gosh, there's too much smog today, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to complain about, you know, by being really present, you can begin to experience an equanimity with the things that are all around you. And that to me is very spiritual.
Yeah. And also, we were saying last week, I think, you know, the universe wants us to win. They want us to do good and have good things, and love should be surrounding us, because we're based on energy of love. But we get on our own way, you know. And so if we give, if we acknowledge, if we're full of gratitude, if that is our attitude, the universe gives tenfold back. That's what I'm experiencing right now. Now that I'm practicing and understanding the awareness of gratitude and honoring everything around me, surrounding me, with me, in me, and my people, I find that just this joy as the universe is flourishing back, throwing that things back to me, and it's just my life is flourishing. And so it's amazing, guys. Just, you know, have that attitude of gratitude. Woo.
See, I love that you said that. You know, I've always been really private with my connection to spirit, really private. You know, I was brought up Catholic, and you're always told in yeah, you too.
Yes, sorry, no offense, guys, but yeah.
Quite a journey. Yeah. There's another journey. But you know, one day when you're a kid, they always taught you to not be demonstrative with your, you know, religion and, you know, your prayer, and, you know, to be very close to the vest, and you only pray when you're in church and that kind of thing. And so I was really brought up not talking about my connection to spirit. And I discovered that the more I talk about it now, older, the closer I get to it, I can actually celebrate. This is my way of doing it. This is my way of celebrating my humble life in the larger expanse of the universe. And actually I think it's really helpful, because I really want to make it easier for other people who maybe feel lost at this time and don't have their connection to spirit, to help them find it simply and easily, and say it doesn't turn you into some big weirdo. I'm not going to go around on a soapbox with a sign, that so and so is coming, and we're all damned. And you don't have to learn another language, you don't have to learn Sanskrit, you don't have to learn a whole nother philosophy. You can simply take the understanding spirit and apply it to your life right now. And hopefully that will give somebody the strength that they need.
Yeah.
This is what I'm looking at.
So
Looking for that
Darcy, are you
strength.
going to be able to take us through another meditation this week to show us again what's going on and how wonderful this meditation, the thing called meditation, is?
Sure. Yeah, we can do a meditation. Yeah. Should we do one now? Are we finished with talking about me?
No, we haven't finished talking about you, because I want to know more about you, but I just wanted to ask if you would be willing to do another one this week for us. Yes? Or
I
maybe
think that, hey, Jemima, I think it would be great if weekly, when we do these conversations, that we end our conversation with the meditation.
beautiful. That
So,
sounds amazing. So guys, you're going to get Darcy's meditation every week. That's freaking awesome. Like,
you
come
know,
along, worth just for that. I've done her meditations and feel uplifted and released of any anxiety and more in touch with myself and spirit after she does the meditation. So it's really worth hanging in there and coming along to the next time, and the next time, and the next time.
next time.
Yeah.
And then if we could also, Jemima, in the next couple of videos, start doing your breath work at the beginning.
Definitely,
So,
guys, I do breath work. The only thing constant in our life is our breath. We come into life with it and we go with it. It's the only thing that is for sure that we will have with us from the beginning to the end. And it's a simple thing called breath. But what it does is keep us alive. You'll notice when you're tense, we hold our breath. Our heart rate raises. Breath is such a powerful form of healing. So I'm going to introduce some breathwork techniques to you that you can use when you're stressed or when you just want to relax, or many other reasons, of course. But yeah, that's great, Darcy. So we'll start with the breathwork and then end with meditation. And you guys will be rocking. Hey, let's rule the world, people. Awesome.
And
Okay.
we can also have these discussions in between where we talk about how we're dealing with life or death. We've experienced quite a bit of it over the last year.
Yeah,
Unexpected death. I mean, I don't think that you're ever really ready for it, even when you're trying to prepare for it. I mean, is it Prince Philip who just passed away at 99 years old? The Queen's.
Oh, really? I don't watch the news. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, the Queen's. They were married 73 years.
Oh my God.
And so you would look at that and you would say, well, she had to know he was going. I mean, we knew he was going over the last couple of weeks. We knew that. But how do you truly, truly deal with that, even though you prepare for it and it's coming? How do you actually, deal with it?
Especially when you have, I mean, I always think the people left behind, it's the hardest on them, obviously, but it's how do you peacefully say goodbye and not let it sort of destroy it after 70 something years. Oh my God. Like, I know, that's a long-term commitment, and you have to feel half of you, or you have to feel so empty in a way. My father passed yesterday, 13 years ago. I think it was 13 years. And my mum and him were soulmates, and still are. And I'm always so admire her so much for the strength in spirit, because my sister and I knew how connected they were and how they were true loves, and they met very young and just loved each other more and more and more as they went on in years. But how do you deal with that? How do you get the strength to get up in the morning after your loved one passed? After that was only, I say, 40 something years, but still, my word, you know. And you know, maybe we can talk to mom one day, but like, how do you get that strength to move forward and honor the life, but not let that destroy your living in the 3D world? You know, it's such a challenge, you know. So
Yeah. We definitely want to look at that. We want to look at that and look at in ourselves and that, and support each other as we move through that. Definitely. So beautiful. All right. So we've stated our intention. And I think that now people know a little bit more of who we are, you and I, and what we're working towards. And yeah. And then of course, more of our personal journey will, I'm sure, show up throughout our conversations. You know, there's so much to talk about, and how to bring healing into all of that is really.
And Darcy, just to let these guys
really
know, I started a road trip. This is how all of this started. Actually researching.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's a long. Yeah, I mean, there's a long story how I got here, and I won't do that today because it's kind of like a miracle. So I'll just cut it down really short. I'll try. That I left on a road trip researching alternative modalities of how to deal with depression or getting through a suicide attempt. That's because I just came out of a suicide attempt. And I'm a survivor, obviously. So I have also about 8 or 9 interviews around the West Coast and down to New Mexico. Darcy is one of them. So we'd like to hopefully start to introduce these interviews, if not the people themselves. Darcy can have a personal one-on-one. But there are so many modalities out there of how to help you heal without Western medicine, or incorporating Western medicine in with it. I'm not shunning Western medicine. Please don't. And I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. So please go to your nurse and doctor if you do any other practices, and just get permission to heal yourself with other modalities. But there is so much, there's a wealth of knowledge out there. There's so many wonderful healing modalities that one of them's going to spark you. And it's just so encouraging and exciting. And I hope we can touch you guys and spread the word sort of thing amongst each other. These alternate modalities of healing.
Yeah, and being able to just give those examples so people can connect with those other people. It's really important, you know. Hypnosis doesn't work for you, well, maybe something else will, right? There's always something that will spark an individual's path.
Yeah, definitely.
So hopefully we can come up with some of that for people, right? Awesomeness. Thanks, Jemima. All right, let's do a little hypnosis. No,
yay!
Let's do a little meditation. We'll do a little meditation, and then we'll close out. All right, real simple. And the nice thing about this meditation is you can do it anywhere at any time, except for when you're driving. Although we will talk about driving meditation at some point.
Is there a driving meditation? What?
Yeah, there's a driving meditation.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, and it's how to be present when you're driving, and how to move beyond road rage. So
okay, I like that.
So how to deal with traffic, and how to deal with that kind of stuff that turns us into beasts. I had a big joke with a friend of mine. We were so kind and polite to each other. We get in the car. Remember to buckle up. Do you want some water? Do you want to stop? And then once she starts driving, she's like, move out of my way. And I'm like, okay. She flipped completely. So yeah, there is a driving meditation, and we will get to that. But for right now, wherever you are, you can sit comfortably, maybe lean back. The idea is to be straight. With meditation, we don't want to just completely check out. We want to be single-pointed focus, just single-pointed focus, so that we can stop the chatter brain from chattering. All right, and so go ahead and close your eyes. Put your attention on your nose. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold for a beat. And exhale through your mouth. Long and slow. And breathe easy. And again, take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel that cool air going in and hold. And exhale through your mouth. Long and slow. That's right. Breathe easily. And one more time, take a deep breath in through your nose. Filling your body up with good air, holding. Feeling that air as you hold it. And exhale fully through your mouth. Long and slow. And breathing easy. Just easy in this moment. With your eyes closed. Breathing easily and effortlessly. And now I'd like you to place all your attention on your sense of hearing. Letting the sounds come in and go out, the way the breath comes in and goes out. Perhaps it's quiet and silent where you are. Just appreciating that quiet, listening to your breath. If there are sounds, just listening to the sounds as they come and go. The sounds come in, the sounds go out, just like the breath comes in and goes out. And now place your attention on your body, easily just noticing your body, how it's sitting. Are your feet on the floor? Are you lying down? Notice your body against the chair. Notice your body against the floor wherever you are. Notice the clothes on your body. What's soft, what's scratchy, what's tight, what's loose. Notice the temperature on your exposed skin. Notice your hair, your jewelry. Notice your feet. Are you wearing socks or shoes or bare feet? And notice your body from head to toe. And just for a moment, say, thank you for this body. If you have difficulties or pains, say that's okay for this moment. I'm going to breathe in and breathe out. Thank you for this body because it's allowed you to be here in this moment. It's allowed you to be here on this planet with us, with all your body's difficulties and all your body's strengths. Your body has brought you to this moment here with us. Thank you. And come on back into the room. Nice big breath.
That's beautiful.
It's nice.
Yeah, I feel so relaxed.
Right?
I'm really relaxed. Like I want to go to sleep. Bye guys. No, just joking. Lucky I woke up. That's beautiful. Thank you, Darcy. really beautiful voice too to
Oh, good.
hypnotize. Yeah. Nice.
Good. Yeah, so if you're going somewhere that's stressful this week, or if you're dealing with something, just take a moment to sit and breathe. Pay attention to the sounds. Let the sounds come and go, even if it's a continuous blower. Eventually it's going to stop. Just let it come and go, just like your breath.
Okay.
Don't get caught up in it.
Yeah.
Just let it come and go, come and go.
Like,
Notice your body.
it's like being the observer. Is that what you're saying? Just to be like in life, we should be the observer. We can still notice everything, but be that observer rather than getting caught up. And that's when we get stressed and overwhelmed and emotionally involved and all that stuff. Too much, I should say, and all that sort of stuff. So if we can observe more, is that correct?
Right? There's always a moment when those irritating sounds stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? The blower will stop.
True. True.
The construction will stop. The dog barking will stop. It's your attachment or your intensity, your investment in those sounds that amplifies them.
Yes.
And so if you can just observe them and say, okay, there's the blower, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, there's the dog barking, breathing in, breathing out. You know, whatever it is that you're attaching yourself to with anxiety. We'll go into this a little bit more. I like to go step by step with this kind of meditation, this observing. I always like to start with a hearing, because when you close your eyes, your hearing gets amplified, right? And it takes our attention. So just allowing those sounds to come and go like the breath comes and goes. And then getting back into our body, being present. You know, we get so mad at our bodies. Oh, it's fat, it's old, it's this, it's that. And I've got aches and pains and hurts and disabilities and difficulties and God bless, rah, 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 right? And then you go, yeah, but this body has allowed me to be here.
Yeah. It's our temple, isn't it? It's the only thing that can take us around, our spirit around.
Right. And if we are having horrible challenges, those challenges are leading to our evolution of our spirit. But we'll get to that another time. That's a whole, that's a whole talk by itself.
I love this channel. Hey guys, okay, so we're done for this week. Next week we'll bring you another topic, and I think we'll start looking at those alternative modalities for you guys. Darcy, it's always an honor to be with you here. We love you, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks to my mom.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. What?
Okay, we love you. Take care. Bye.